This is Mastering Mathematics with your teacher, Karen Weston.
Good evening, Antigua, Barbuda, and the rest of the world. My friend Natalie in South Africa, I hope you're having a good evening too. This is Karen Weston speaking from Antigua and Barbuda, and this is Mastering Mathematics, and it's a program sponsored by the Ministry of Education using its EBU unit and Mathematics Center, because our aim is to ensure that mathematics becomes a part of us. Everything we breathe and everything we smell and everything must have some mathematical aspect to it. No longer do we want to hear children talking about, I'm not a maths person. All of us are maths persons in Antigua. Once you come from Antigua, you say, oh, the mathematicians. Yes, that's whom we are, okay? And that's how we're going to sell ourselves to the rest of the world, because we can do it, okay? And even our teachers who are lacking in knowledge now, we are going to bring them on board too, because they just want to be the best. And, of course, the government has equipped them. We have their tablets. We also have their, yes, you have your computers and everything. Look, go to the websites. We have a lot of things there for you, and you can improve yourself. Let me tell you a secret. One of the biggest teacher, your greatest teacher, is yourself. Is yourself, okay? Don't let anybody tell you differently, okay? You are your biggest teacher. Get the thing, if you don't understand something, you get somebody to explain it, but nobody is greater than you, all right? So, but today I'm just a vehicle showing you how to get there, all right? But yeah, we are going to do it because we can, all right? Now, yesterday we started off with our multiple choice questions because they're coming and we need to know them, okay? And today we are now going to be focusing on our fifth formers and to see exactly if we can deal with the multiple choice questions that will be asked of us. And hear what's happening to them. Yes, primary school students, I am challenging you because I want you to tell me that the questions I'm giving now to the fifth formers, you can do them. Because you know what? I know you can do them. All right? So don't let these people who don't do any work and just trying to live on other people's back talking about the exam hard, girl. Just look at them and cut your eye, get them. All right? Because when they don't do their work, they can't expect to do anything or to pass any subject. Teachers, I want to thank you for your great job, the sacrifices you're making, and always being there for the children. Yes, our blessing comes from the Lord God Almighty, and He will soon make certain that we can feel comfortable while sojourning on this particular part of His kingdom. All right? But just remember, think about the little people whom we are preparing for. Give them the opportunity. Make them know that education is within their grasp. And so today, because there's not plenty talking these days, you know, plenty working. I had one of these books from Tulsi, where he had the General Proficiency, CSEC Solutions, and although these were going back from 1985 to about 1990, the multiple choice questions, the models would always be the same. All right? There are very few things. There are concepts we're just testing. CXC is not doing anything ridiculous or anything that's not student-friendly. They want you more than anybody to perform. So here we are again, and you are on the same ride with the primary school children. Here, your first question. And this is the number. Grannies, aunties, uncle, challenge them, you know. Remember, we have a challenge out, okay? And if you can come and tell me, you can say these prime numbers faster than Jetta. Oh, my, I know Family Dentistry is going to sponsor me with that prize. So let us see how it's going. 15.96, and it's times 0.5. If we had to give that approximately, okay? Approximately, okay? So it is approximately. What is the choice? So this is the choice we have for you. And again, Remember, not because you're at home, don't use no calculators, because you're not allowed to use them in the examination room. And let me keep on telling you, do not for a minute take any calculators with you to the examination room. CXC has a draconian law that says once you're caught, that's it. You can't enter into any of their boards of education stuff. So all that 20 years money your parents would have spent would just go down the drain, okay? So don't be smart. Don't try to cut any corners. If you have a cell phone and there's nobody outside there to hold on to it, leave it at home. Anything happens to you, the police and the army will be there, okay? And your neighbors and your friends are around too. Do not take anything near. Anything that's prohibited, don't try and be smart, all right? So that's the first question. 15.96 times 0.5 is approximately, and what is your choice? So that's your question number 1. Yes, you need just a little time. And again, do not spend more than 1.5 minutes, okay, on any of those questions. You're going to get 60 multiple choice questions, all right, in 90 minutes. Question number 2. Listen up. Question number 2. Okay. Question number 2. And I'm just giving you the bones of it. If 1,300... So if 1,300 and it is out of 6,500. So out of 6,500 members voted in an annual meeting, what is the percentage that voted? The percentage which voted is what? Okay? If 1,300 out of 6,500 members voted in an election, so voted in an election, okay? The percent which voted is, and these are your choices. A, is it 20%? B, is it 25%? And C, is it 100%? And D, is it 5%? D, is it 5%? Okay? So if 1,300 out of 6,500 voted in an election, the percent which voted is, and those are your choices. Okay, I give you a chance to do that. Yes, step back a bit so that you have a little breathing space. Okay, take your time. Nothing in the examination room again is going eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You work it and then you add it. Okay, now the simple interest on 400. So we're looking for simple interest on $400 invested for 5 years. So invested five years, okay, is 5 years at 7%. 7% per annum, okay? Per annum is, and watch me this time, So what is the simple interest? What is the simple interest, written SI, on $400 invested for 5 years at 7% per annum? And CSEC is just asking, how would we find the answer? So look, the choice is A. Is it 400 times 5 over 7? B. Is it 400 times 7 times 5 over 100? Or C. Is it 100 times 5 over 400 times 7? Or D. Is it 100 times 7 times 5 over 400? Which one of these would be your choice? Okay? And because we know we are rushing you to get into all these things, we're sending you on an early break so that you can have a little breather, because you're saying, Lord, Miss Weston, it's the first time I'm not practicing how to think. But this is what we have to do with our multiple choice, right? Fast-paced. So we have 1, 2, 3. First one, 15.96 times 0.5 is approximately what? 2. If 1,300 out of 6,500 voted in an election, the percentage which voted is what? And 3. The simple interest on $400 invested for 5 years at 7% per annum, what would it be equal to? How would we get the answer? That is what CX is asking, okay? Sending you on your break, get some juice, get some water, and we'll be right back. Right, so you had some time to relax, to catch your breath, and to say, well, what Miss Weston putting me through? Yes, these are the multiple choice. And we're not going to forget this time to make certain that you're getting the practice for these questions. We saw our grade 6 yesterday, and now it's time for us. I know you're looking and you're seeing a full board, but we went as far as number 3. And we're going to pause a bit so that you will see if what you have done is correct before we take you over to 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because if we're not going to be finishing them, you'll take them with you for your homework and to give me the answer the next time. Because we are going to be looking at some multiple choice again too. All right? Remember, no calculator. The only brain we have right here now is, yes, this is the human calculator. This is what we're aiming for. First question you had, 15.96 times 0.5 is approximately what? Which would be your choice? We have A, 0.08, B, 0.8, C, 8, and D, 80. Which is your choice? And we have Mr. Bramber just walking inside. If you think he's here as any spectator, give us the answer to the first question.
Well, basically, from looking at the question without even working it out, 15.96 is almost 16. So, if you multiply now by 0.5, you're half in it. So I would say 8.
And he would be correct, okay? No, again, this is performance. This is big knowledge, okay? My first and primary school students, we're supposed to know 0.5. What is that the same as? Because we can put our decimal numbers as fractions, can't we? Yes, we can. So it's 5 upon 10, and when we cancel, we're going to get it is a half. So, and true, quite correctly, performers, because it's saying approximately, okay? So we are saying anytime you're getting approximately, it says we want it as a whole number, all right? And quite correctly, Mr. Bramber said 15.96 is the same thing like 16. knowing 0.5 is a half, and then so a half of 16 would give you 8. Because if you did it correctly and you're getting 7.8, don't come out of the exam room and say the answer wasn't on the paper, you know, right? Use your senses, okay? We're not going to say common sense, because sense is not common. All right? So, but just use your intelligence. And that is why they're asking you for approximation. Because you're going to say, I worked this summer and I didn't see no 7, nothing. So the exam paper rock. No, you. All right? You. So that is it. Very good. Right. Yes. Okay. Now, so I can allow my cameraman at times to just go ahead focus in, because poor Jetta has been doing work for 3, 4, 5 persons. All right. So, Mr. Bramber thought he was coming in inside there for a nice, easy sitting down and just smiling work. Here we have our second question. If 1,300 out of 6,500 voted in an election, the percentage voted is what? Now, Jetta showed me something during the break with this one. And it is so easy that I want him to talk it again. Tell me, what am I doing here, Jetta?
It's 1,300 over 6,500.
So I have 1,300 over 6,500.
Times 100.
And it's times, because if we're bringing anything to a percentage, my primary school students, what do? Multiply by 100 over 1. Okay. Yes.
We're going to cancel the 2 zeros from the 1,300 and the 60.
So we just cancel these 2 zeros. Yes.
13 times 5 is 65.
So we know tables. You see how those tables come in? Fifth formers, when I tell you have to know your tables from the 2 right down to 21, you think it's joke I'm making? Because if you know it right away, examining, you bought in the numbers, you would see, okay? What multiplied by a 3 would give us a 5 at the end, okay? And you start testing it, and so you're getting 13 into 13 goes once, and into this would go 5 times. So here you're just left here with 100 divided by 5, and our answer then is equal to?
20.
Okay, and that is what we're getting as our 20%. So it's not saying, and Mr. Bram, not without working out. Would you have done it without working out this time, Mr. Bramber?
I would have, because it's an easy number to divide, because you can get 1,300 out of 6,500 5 times.
All right, that is what we're saying.
Which is the same as 20%.
Okay, so that is how we're getting our answer.
That one is kind of mental arithmetic.
All of it is mental arithmetic, and that's what we want. I'm glad you're in here telling them that, because they're coming out and telling people wrong thing, talking about exam hard. Anything hard about this? Right. Okay. Now, here we are. Question number 3. So we're running, okay? My fifth formers, they're working these things too. Okay? Because you're now saying, I didn't know it's so easy it was, no. But I just thought people talking about exam hard, so they just frighten me off. Don't let nobody frighten you off. Sit down and do your work, all right? And once you do your practicing, you're going in. Because again, as I've said, your greatest teacher is you. All right. Let's look at number 3. And that SI is simple interest, okay? The simple interest, okay? Simple interest. So we have simple interest, okay? And it says the simple interest on $400. I'm going to stop every time. What does $400 represent? Right. The $400 would represent the principal. Okay, let's say, before we get into this, let's say it's simple interest. And when we're dealing with simple interest, we have some components. Let's talk about them first. What are the components? You just told me the first one. Principal. Okay. What other one?
Interest rate.
Which one?
The interest rate.
The interest, okay? The interest rate, okay? So when you hear rate, it's given as a percentage, okay? And what's the other one?
The term of the loan.
Okay, so we have time. And students, time is always calculated in terms of years. So if you get months, it has to be over 12. Do not forget that, okay? So you're not working it and say, oh, well, they gave me 5. You have to convert the months to year, and it's a fraction of, then it will become a fraction, okay, and it's out of 12, okay? Now, what else do we need? Anything else? No. So it is from this, the interest rate, this will give us our, what interest are we getting? Because when we take our monies to the bank to lodge, we're looking for something, ain't it? And the something we're getting is from what they're telling us here. So we have the principal, we have time, and we have rate. So we have formulas, okay? We have formulae of formulas. And here we have PRT over 100, this is the big one, would give us our interest, okay? Or if we just ask for the principal, it would be SI, the simple interest, times 100 over the other two, which would be RT. If it's time, it would be equal to the same SI times 100, and it's over the other two, which is PR. And if it is rate you're looking for, again, it is SI times 100, and again, over the other two, which is TR, okay? So it is these that we are using. But today, which formula are we interested in? What are they asking us for? It is just the, Jetta, what are they asking us for? The interest, okay? Right, so we don't want this and we don't want these, okay? So we have to identify our P's, we have to identify our P, our R, and our T in the information that we're being fed. Now, we said that the rate was always given as the percentage, but when we're writing it for the formula, because the 100 is already here, this 100 is standing for that percentage. They're already, okay? So we just have to write a number. So we are now saying to get the interest, we said P was equal to 400. Is that true? Okay, and then it has to be, because when we have our numbers written like that, it means times, so they're multiplied by, okay? So 400, what is the rate that they told us here a while ago?
7%.
So it is 7, okay? The 100 is in the denominator already, because it's 7%, don't forget that, okay? And what is T equal to?
Time.
How much did they say?
5.
5. So it's times 5. And CSEC is not asking you to work it out. They're just asking you to say, how do we get our answers? Okay? So then we're going now to match and see that the correct choice here would have been B. Okay? So here it is. So there is nothing that is any sort of trickery or hard boy or anything like that when we come to our mathematics, okay? So, just before, we're going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4 to take home with you so that you can work them comfortably. Do not use calculators. Don't cheat on yourselves, because at the end, it's going to come back to haunt you. So don't think you're smart and saying, they don't know that when I'm home I use my... No, you're only going to just defeat the whole purpose, and no growth is going to take place. All right? So, for the next time, you're going to work these. And it says, the perimeter of a square is 60 centimeters. What is its area? And we know area is always given in centimeters squared. If the perimeter of a square is 60 centimeters, then its area in centimeters squared is what? And your choices, don't say the answers, Bramble. A, 3,600. B, 120. C, 240. And D, 225. That is question number 4. So scribble down your information quickly, because you're going to work those next week. We're going to see if you have them right. Question number 5. If 2x is equal to 5, then x is equal to, which one of these would we be using as the operation to get the answer? Again, you see, CSEC is not just looking for an answer. We're looking to say, what is the operation involved? because that is what is required. That sort of information is now required for all technological age. We are working on our tools, we are working on our devices, and we know technology is always doing something bad. We have to know how to fix them. And that is why CSEC is testing the operation. What is involved? That is what we want. We don't want no parrot, nothing pulling out of no ear and say that's the answer. We want to know, procedural operation. That's what the technological knowledge economy is asking for. So again, which one of these, if we had to do the working to get the answer to find X, would we have been using? Is it A, 2 times 5, B, 1/2 times 5, C, -2 times 5, and D, 1/5 times 2? Which one of these operations would lead us to our answer? Okay, that's question number 5. Number 6, we take you into some sets, okay? And we're saying if P is equal to the set of numbers 3, 5, 7, 9, and Q is equal to the set of numbers 1, 5, 9, and R is equal to the set of numbers 2, 5, 8, then what would be my answer if I was asked to find P intersect Q intersect R? Remember that this sign represents our intersection. So we have to know what it means, okay? And then that is what we're asking for. So we're revising our whole thing about our sets, all right? And even our primary school students, although it's not on their syllabus, will know how to do some of these, okay? If P is equal to the set 3, 5, 7, 9, and Q is equal to the set 1, 5, 9, and R is equal to the set 2, 5, then P intersect Q is equal to what? Your choice is A, is it 5, 9, the set 5, 9, or is it B with the set of numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, or is it C with the set 5? Or D, the empty set. All right? And remember, the empty set is not a set with 0. 0 is a number. All right? And finally, I want you to give me the answer when I have in bracket -1 all squared plus bracket again -2 all cubed. Okay? So what is the answer when I have -1 all squared plus -2 all cubed? Your choices: is it 9? Is it -9, 8, or -7? Which is it? Okay, so we have given you 1, 2, 3, 4 problems for you to go and test yourself against. And after this, you go to the other websites that we have given you, and to make certain, okay, that we are working. So we have our paper number 2, and we have the multiple choice. We have been omitting to tell you about these multiple choice. Nothing is going to leave us this time. We're leaving no stones unturned, okay? So everything is being done. So next week, we will again engage you with some multiple choice before we take you on to another topic, which will be our question number 2s on that examination paper. So go back and look at the website. Again, it is YouTube / and you can see Mastering Mathematics, or it is on the same Facebook again, okay, / and you can see Mastering Mathematics. You will see the episodes because we have done them, okay, and they are right there. Again, you can review. We will just give you a summary, but we're now working the examination paper, showing us what the operation is. It's always a pleasure coming into your bedrooms, into your homes, everything. I hope the food that you have cooked, you had a plate there for me too. And remember, you can always come and test Jetta to see if everything, because Family Dentistry is going to sponsor that prize, if you can rattle off these prime numbers faster than Jetta. And Washington is here to be the timer, all right? And he's fair, all right? So, until next time, we enjoy bringing you this program. See you again, and make certain you tell the world that as Antiguans and Barbudans, we are going to be mathematicians. All right.